Israel has declared a complete siege on Gaza, cutting off water, food and power supplies. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel does not have any choice but to unleash a ground operation in Gaza. The country has also called 300,000 reservists for duty. This comes after Israel launched retaliatory strikes from the air and sea. Israel declared a war after it was hit by surprise attacks by Hamas. Hamas has threatened to kill Israeli civilians who have been taken hostage. This is if Israel continues its retaliatory strikes on Gaza. Israel stepped up bombing after it was hit by surprise attacks. Several buildings in Gaza have been hit in retaliatory strikes by Israel. A senior Hamas official has reportedly said that the group was open to discussions over a possible truce with Israel that is having achieved its targets. The spokesperson of Hamas was open to something of that sort and quote-unquote all political dialogues when asked whether the Islamist group is willing to discuss a possible ceasefire. The Israel Defense Forces says its soldiers killed at least 2 gunmen who crossed the border from Lebanon. The Israeli military said the infiltration was a sign of a possible new front opening as Israel's forces battle the Hamas in Gaza. A Hezbollah official said the group had not mounted any operation into Israel, and Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad also denied involvement. Parts of southern Lebanon have been witnessing heavy shelling. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that atrocities committed by Hamas during its attack on Israel mirrored those carried out by the Islamic State. He added that executions in Israel are at par with brutal killings carried out by ISIS. Netanyahu said, "Hamas is ISIS. Just as the forces of civilization united to defeat ISIS, the forces of civilization must support Israel in defeating Hamas." The European Union Copernicus Sentinel-2 satellite has provided images of the border between Gaza Strip and Israel. The images show dozens of fires burning near the border. This comes after Hamas launched a surprise attack against Israel. Israel retaliated with airstrikes that hit housing blocks and tunnels. Israelis are stocking up on groceries and essential items. This comes amid fear of shortages of groceries after Hamas-led attacks. Long lines were seen at supermarkets in Tel Aviv on Monday. Leaders of the United States, Germany, Britain, France and Italy have issued a joint statement. The statement condemns the attacks on Israel by Hamas. It also expresses the countries' steadfast and united support for Israel. It also says, and I quote, "Over the coming days, we will remain united and coordinated to ensure Israel is able to defend itself." US President Joe Biden has said that at least 11 American citizens have been killed in Israel in Hamas-led attacks. Washington has said that it believes that US citizens were among those being held hostage by Hamas. Biden added that the US is working with Israeli officials to obtain more information on whereabouts of Americans who are unaccounted for. New York City Mayor Eric Adams and Jewish community leaders held a vigil in support of the victims of Hamas's attack on Israel. Adams condemned the attacks and called them the most draconian and disgusting acts one can ever witness. New York is home to the largest Jewish population outside Israel. The White House was illuminated in blue and white. These are colors of Israel's national flag. This was to show America's solidarity with Israel. US President Joe Biden is expected to speak about the ongoing situation in Israel on Tuesday. The House of Parliament in London was lit up in colours of the Israeli flag. More than 10 Britons are reportedly feared dead or missing in Israel. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has expressed solidarity with the Jewish community in Britain. He added that he would work to make sure that Jews feel safe. The Eiffel Tower also lit up in colors of the Israeli flag. It also displayed the Star of David. Thousands of people gathered at the Eiffel Tower to show support for Israel. Former US President Donald Trump asserted Hamas wouldn't have attacked if he were president. Donald Trump blames US President Joe Biden for the attack, who unfroze 6 billion Iranian funds. The funds were in exchange for the release of 5 American prisoners. Iran's mission to the United Nations denies any involvement of Tehran in the attack. US Republican Kevin McCarthy stands in support with Israel. McCarthy says America needs a plan to help its ally Israel. He added that the first priority should be to rescue the American who may have been taken hostage. McCarthy said President Biden should find out how many Americans have been taken hostage. Kevin McCarthy was recently removed as the US Speaker of the House of Representatives. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said that Turkiye is ready to mediate between Israel and Palestine on all areas, including prisoner swap. That is, if the two sides request for Turkiye's intervention. Erdogan added that Ankara would intensify diplomatic efforts to stop the fighting. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said it is in Russia's interests to stoke war in West Asia to weaken global unity. Zelensky accused some Russians of gloating at the ongoing situation and Iran's standpoint on it. He added, and I quote, "All of this poses a much greater threat than the world currently perceives." French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz will discuss Israel's situation with Europe and the US over a call with its leaders. Scholz said that the ongoing situation in Israel and Gaza must not become a wildfire in the region. He added that the European Union must also play its role as a geopolitical power. The French president said France and Germany stand in solidarity with Israel. French President Emmanuel Macron is in Germany for the Franco-German cabinet meeting. Leaders in Australia have criticized pro-Palestinian protesters. This comes after videos of people chanting anti-Semitic slogans surfaced on social media. Demonstrators marched to the Sydney Opera House on Monday night, and they reportedly raised slogans against the Jews. Japan has strongly condemned the attacks against Israel led by Hamas. Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Matsuno said attacks against innocent civilians could never be justified. He added that so far there have been no reports of harm to the lives of Japanese nationals in Israel. Supporters of Israel held a rally in Argentina's Buenos Aires. Thousands participated in a vigil organized to show solidarity. Demonstrators held Israeli flags. Meanwhile, the Jewish community in Chile's Santiago also held a demonstration. They released white and blue balloons and called for an end to atrocities. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has criticized demonstrations glorifying violence unleashed by Hamas. Trudeau attended a solidarity gathering for Israel in Ottawa. In his address, he condemned Hamas's attack and supported Israel's right to defend itself. The Mexican army has sent flights to Israel to evacuate its nationals stuck in the country. Mexico's foreign minister has said 2 Mexicans are believed to have been those that have been taken hostage by the Hamas. Around 5,000 Mexican nationals are in Israel. Hundreds of people gathered at the Israeli embassy in Brussels in Belgium. People gathered to show solidarity with Israel. The coordinating committee of Jewish organizations in Belgium said that Jewish community in Belgium and its non-Jewish friends unconditionally support Israel. Survivors of the Israel Music Fest recount their horrors of Hamas's militant attack. A survivor recalled witnessing a terrorist shoot her friend point blank as she attempted to escape. The survivors claim people were lined up and terrorists methodically took their lives one by one. In sports, New Zealand continue their winning run at the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023. The Kiwis defeated Netherlands by 99 runs, securing the second consecutive win. Chasing a target of 323, the Dutch were dismissed for 223 in 46.3 overs. Will Young, captain Tom Latham and Rachin Ravindra all scored a half-century. Earlier in the first match, New Zealand defeated defending champions England by 9 wickets. New Zealand further consolidated their position at the top of the points table after making it 2-2. It was Mitchell Santner's all-round effort that powered New Zealand to an easy victory. Player of the match, Santner clubbed an unbeaten 36 from 17 deliveries with the bat and then took 5 for 59 with the ball. Santner has become the first New Zealand spinner to claim a 5-4 in a men's ODI World Cup match. The left-arm spinner varied his pace consistently on a spin-friendly pitch at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. Santner also achieved an almost impossible feat as he scored 13 runs off just one legal delivery during the match. On the final ball of the New Zealand innings, Bas de Leede ended up bowling a full toss, which Santner smashed over long on for a 6. The umpire quickly called it a no ball and a free hit was awarded to New Zealand. On strike again, Santner repeated his feat on a low full toss by the Netherlands bowler. This time he heaved it over backward point for another 6. With 2 sixes and a no ball, 13 runs were scored from just one legal delivery. Trent Bolt and stunning catches certainly go together, and the crowds at the Hyderabad Stadium witnessed another one on Monday. The Kiwi pacer repeated a similar feat when he took the catch of Bas de Leede during the match. In the 17th over of the innings, which was bowled by Rachin Ravindra, de Leede tried to clear the long off boundary, but despite the elevation, the ball lacked distance and Bolt dived to take the catch. But he lost balance as he landed on the ground near the boundary. So he threw the ball back in the air, went over the boundary, stepped back in to complete a stunner. The face-off between defending champions England and Bangladesh is on at the Himachal Pradesh Cricket Association Stadium in Dharamshala. Bangladesh captain Shakib Al Hasan won the toss and opted to field first. Both teams have brought in one change each in the playing 11. Sheikh Mahdi Hassan is in replacing Mahmudullah Riyad, and for England, Reece Topley is in and he will replace Moeen Ali. Opening the innings with David Malan, England's Johnny Bairstow played his 100th ODI match. He was bowled out for 52 by Shakib Al Hasan as the Bangladesh skipper got the opening wicket. The outfield of the Himachal Pradesh Cricket Association Stadium was put under scanner after the first game of the ICC Cricket ODI World Cup between Afghanistan and Bangladesh. This game saw fielders from both teams slipping in their attempts to run after the ball. Puffs of dust from the impact of the ball on surface and the bowler's footmarks were also visible all over the ground. However, the outfield was deemed good to go for the England-Bangladesh game after an inspection by the ICC's independent pitch consultant Andy Atkinson. The ICC judged the Dharamshala outfield as average but good to go for the game. After missing India's first match of the ICC World Cup 2023 against Australia and out of the playing 11 in the second one against Afghanistan, on Wednesday it now appears that Shubman Gill will also sit out the high-octane clash against Pakistan on Saturday. The batter, who was hospitalized, continues to recover from dengue. On Monday, the BCCI for the first time addressed Gill's condition. In a statement, the BCCI said the 24-year-old did not travel with the team to Delhi. In Delhi, Team India will play against Afghanistan. However, the BCCI did not reveal that Gill has been hospitalized in Chennai following a dip in his platelet count and is currently being treated in the Kaveri hospital. After they battled it out to the final ball of a knockout match at the Asia Cup recently, the match at Hyderabad's Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium will offer Sri Lanka another chance to get going in the tournament, which they won last in 1996. While Pakistan already have 2 points and a win pinned to their lapel, Sri Lanka remain unadorned at the points table. The ICC World Cup, Pakistan have had a massive upper hand over Sri Lanka in this tournament. Lankans are yet to defeat Pakistan in a World Cup encounter. In the 156 ODI encounters between them, Pakistan have claimed victory 92 times, while Sri Lanka have triumphed in 59 matches. The Pakistan Cricket Board has expressed quote-unquote extreme disappointment about a delay in the issuing of Indian visas to its country's journalists and fans. That's for the ICC Cricket World Cup. The chairman of the PCB Management Committee, Zaka Ashraf, met with Pak Foreign Secretary Cyrus Sajjad Qazi and asked him to take up the matter with Indian Home Ministries through Pakistan's High Commission in New Delhi. Around 50 Pakistan journalists accredited by the ICC are uncertain when they will get their visas, with Pakistan playing its second game against Sri Lanka in Hyderabad and the third against India later this week. Pakistani presenter Zainab Abbas, part of the OCC digital team covering the ODI World Cup, left India after backlash on social media over her alleged anti-India posts in the past. The ICC, however, insists that Abbas left the country due to personal reasons. She left India from Hyderabad, where she was covering Pakistan's 3 World Cup games in the city. The 35-year-old Pakistani presenter was at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium for Pakistan's opening game against Netherlands on the 6th of October. Posts from her unverified X account went viral after she announced that she would be covering the ICC Cricket World Cup in India. As speculation over her departure intensified, the ICC clarified that Zainab was not deported but left due to personal reasons.